Welcome to Pathways to Greatness, where we explore the journeys of exceptional individuals who have achieved remarkable success in their fields. Whether you're an aspiring athlete, a business leader, or simply someone striving to reach your full potential, this podcast is your guide to unlocking the greatness within you. Join us as we dive into inspiring stories, practical strategies, and the mindset shifts that can transform your path to greatness. Let's embark on this journey together. Unleash your potential with Concrete Consulting. Are you a student athlete striving for greatness? Do you want to enhance your mental performance and elevate your game? At Concrete, we specialize in mental performance and success coaching tailored for student athletes, parents, and coaches. Our expert coaches provide personalized strategies to boost confidence, improve focus, and achieve your goals both on and off the field. Don't just play the game, conquer it. Visit concreteconsulting.com and schedule your free consultation today. Take the first step towards success. Hey, welcome to Pathways to Greatness podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Forrester, and today is a special one. This is the 100th episode. To be specific, it's the 100th episode on a Tuesday. So if you listen to the show at all, you heard several episodes ago where I had shared the statistics. And I think at the time it was like 111, but that included some of the Thursday special editions that I would release. And then I think I released one like maybe on a Wednesday or something like that. But this one is what I consider episode 100 because it is the 100th Tuesday in a row that I have recorded and published Pathways to Greatness podcast. And I got to say, it's an exciting, monumental milestone for me because everybody looks at hundreds. You look at, specific numbers as being that milestone. And I feel like in the podcast world, that 100 is one of those that not a lot of shows actually cross. And so I was excited about this one. And I originally was looking for a guest and I thought, you know what, for 100th episode, let it just be me. Let it be me doing my thing and talking to you, the audience. And so what I wanted to do today is answer some of the questions that I ask people all the time. And so I thought it would be fun to go through my would you rather questions, my new would you rather questions. So from this point forward, there will be some new different questions. I'm trying them out. So far, that the episodes that I've recorded, I've enjoyed the back and forth answers, and really the purpose of me asking would you rather questions is to get myself and get the guest their wheels turning, get their mind loosened. It's that warm up, so to speak. But from that, of originally just thinking it was going to be quick and easy, I've gotten into some really powerful conversations and learned a lot about my guests just through asking those questions. And it's fun. It's one of those things that I just like to do. So, hey, so be it. So anyways, so let's get right to it. So Jeff, would you rather freeze time or go back in time? Well, that is an interesting question. And of the people that I've heard from, I didn't count everything up, but I would say most people it's probably half and half maybe. But for me specifically, I would say freeze time. And here's why. So like many of the guests have shared is that things are just going great. Things are going wonderful. And as a father and as a husband, freezing time right now would be great because it's absolutely wonderful. So Deuce is 16, Lorelai's 14. They're all in the house. Tammy's here. Everybody's here. Everybody surrounds me. And I love it. I love every minute of it. And I love it to the point where, for me, because I'm a worrier of just thinking forward, is that I'm not fearful of the future, but by freezing time, then I know what I've got. I know what to expect. And if you have known me for any length of time, and I know that I've shared it here on the show, is that I was always risk averse. So freezing time helps me be risk averse. And then the go back in time part is, even though I chose freeze time, I'd like to give you some of my insights of going back in time. And that has only come because I've received perspective from the guest is I want to go back and enjoy many of the moments in my life that I didn't fully embrace and understand at the time. And when you think about it, is when we're in the moment and it's chaotic and it's chaos and we get through it, we know it's a special moment. Did we really soak everything in? And there are too many to name. It's my wedding day. It's the birth of my children. It's when they were young. It's when they wanted to spend time with me because they were young. And it was one of those things that I worked and I was doing a lot of things that kept me from really being in the moment and cherishing it. And it was also because I was in the moment. We don't realize what we have while we're in it, and being able to go back and enjoy those moments and just sit there and focus and soak every minute in would be fantastic. I think another thing would be interesting is if we could pick a point of time, which we can because this is our choice, is pick that last time I played on the floor with them to understand that this is the last time they're going to ask me to sit on the floor with them, and be able to just to take it all in and memorize it so I never forget it, because I don't remember when that last time that I got to play with them. When was the last time that they wanted to snuggle with me on the couch? And then there's moments in my childhood that I remember that I would love to go back and enjoy and just experience again. But I'm still going to hold fast to my answer of freezing time. Okay. So would you rather live without music or TV? I would rather, ooh, that it has become difficult. Before, it was an easy no-brainer that I would rather live without music. No problem. Because I love TV. I love movies. It was just my way of escape growing up, and way to dive into my imagination. And I'm a visual learner, so that's what helped me as well. I'm going to stick with live without music, but I tell you that I've really grown to appreciate music and what it can do for the soul, the mind, and the body. And specifically for me, it's worship music. Is if I find myself triggered, I am not going to things that will fulfill me physically, food, just whatever it may be, is I'm going to, especially if it's negative, but even positive, is to go to worship music. And it just soothes the soul. It helps me center, it helps me worship and praise God for whatever situation that I'm in, whether he's going to keep me in it or get me out of it, that he's there with me. And so that's what's helped me. So that's where it becomes a little difficult for me, but I'm not a huge music file in the sense that I could live without music, but I love my TV. It's been harder and harder the older I've gotten to watch TV. But, anyways, that's where we're at. All right. Would you rather have pizza or tacos? I gotta say, I would rather have pizza all day long. I love tacos, I love food, but pizza, mm, and I'm a thin crust kind of guy. I love it. I love New York style pizza with not a lot of sauce. Too much sauce gets a little um, too wet and soggy, but and it also can overpower all the other ingredients. But like a good thin and crispy margarita pizza in a stone fire oven, watch out. That's some good stuff. And I've always loved pizza because it's got all the main things in it that I like: bread, cheese, and meat. And I like veggies too. One thing that I do like that a lot of people do, and then nobody in my family likes it, is I really like mushrooms and black olives on a pizza. I like all the meats, but you throw those on there. And another secret one that I like that you can't find in a lot of pizza places are green olives. I love green olives. And I think that that's a great addition to any pizza. And then also, I like Hawaiian pizza. There it is. I like pineapple on my pizza, but not all the time, but I do like it. I like the contrast that it provides. So I like pizza. So the new questions. I'm going to answer the new questions now. So, would you rather go back 100 years or forward 100 years? I would honestly like to go back 100 years because I'm fascinated with what everything would be like and how we had to use our imagination. Because again, I was born in 73, so there was a large chunk of my life that we had to use our imagination. And now it's different. You have to use your imagination, but we have a lot of things that distract us from really going deep inside and using our minds. Yes, civilization has advanced. It has been moving forward like it has since the moment that God decided let there be light. It's been moving forward. It's been advancing. It's been changing. It's been moving itself forward. And it will continue to do that until Jesus comes back. So, um, going back in time, I would be fascinated just to watch and see how people did everything that they needed to do. When you think about some of the structures that were built 100 years ago that stand to this day, and I'm not talking about like when you go to Europe and you see these castles, which is really cool and fascinating. When you think of some of the modern buildings, because anything in the US I would consider modern because we're not that old here, but these things that are massive skyscrapers that they built 100 years ago, to see how they did it, how they even built the crane to get it to that next level. Talk about just being curious and figuring things out is fascinating. Again, I know they're still doing that now at the circuit board level, but these were like big things that were new and shocking, and it's just miraculous. And now, you can get what a whole room worth of a computer memory in on your phone, which is again fascinating. So there's different things that can fascinate you, and modern technology does, because it's just incredible what they're able to do at the speed they're able to do it. But I'm telling you, you go back 100 years, I think that would be really cool. All right. So this is the next one, that's one that you can ponder, that's always that I've enjoyed just since I've started asking it, is always know the right answer or make the right decision. For me, it's going to be make the right decision. Now, why? So there's been many times that I know the right answer, I've known the right answer, and I've not made the right decision. Yes, I learned from that situation. But if I would have made the right decision, there would have been other lessons that I would have learned, and I would have avoided a lot of the things that I could have easily avoided if I just listened to my heart and my head and made the right decision. But something kept me from doing that. And so for me, it's making the right decision, because I'll challenge you. The wrong decisions that we've made, the majority of them, we know what the right answer was and what we should have done, but we chose to not do that. And when you think about your spiritual walk and your relationship with Jesus, you know the right answers, and you knowingly choose and make the wrong decision many, many times. So that's why I want to make the right decision over knowing the right answer. All right. And then the last one that I've been asking, and I'm going to continue to ask because I like it, is if I came with a warning label, what would it say? And that's a tough one. I think it would be fun to hear what you think my warning label would be. I feel like the feedback that I've received from other people from a warning label is unicorns beware. He projects unicorns and rainbows in the sense of, I try to be as positive as I can and look at the silver lining in everything, because there's always a valuable positive lesson that you can learn out of even a bad mistake. And I got to thank my mother for that. She instilled that idea into me and to my brother from when we were young, is to always look for the good in every situation. And the more that I've really researched, I don't know why I keep looking down. It's that nervous. I don't know if it's a nervous tick, but anyways, I keep looking away from the camera. I need to keep looking at you. And if you're listening to the podcast, what I said is completely irrelevant to you. But I challenge each of you, film yourself talking for 15, 20, 30 minutes, and you'll start to pick up on some of the weird things that you do with your eyes. Anyways, there I go again. And so it's looking for those positive things during it. And then where I was going with that is as I look and study the Bible more, that's the definition of joy is in bad situations. How do you find the good? Where is the good in each of the situations? And for a believer, it's that God is with you. God will get you through everything, and that our eternal reward is beyond our reach. It's beyond what we can have here in the physical world, but it's there. And we know the end of the story. And I go back to the Paul and Silas in the basement of a dungeon, and they still find joy. They found joy to the point where they were singing. There was a massive earthquake, but people were so amazed that how can these people, these two men, be so happy and joyous that they're singing while they're in the basement of the prison, that when the doors flung open, nobody left. All the prisoners could have run away, but none of them left. They stayed close. They stayed focused because these two men had joy like they had never seen it, and it's joy in the Lord. And when the jailer came in, he realized that, okay, all these prisoners are gone. Even if he lost one, he would have been killed. And so he was going to fall on his own sword. And Paul and Silas was like, no, 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 don't. Nobody left. We're all still here. And that made a huge impact on him. So you can impact the world by just choosing to be positive and choosing to have joy. So that's where I'm coming from when I say my warning label. And maybe another warning label is beware, he's anxious and a worrier. So I wonder what my kids would say. I think a warning label is he's too like anal retentive and OCD on how he does certain things, but it is what it is. There is peace and tranquility in order, I would have to say. All right. So one of the questions that I ask, and again, I'll remind everybody why I started Pathways to Greatness podcast is that, I went into this trying to do something to share and to create a platform that I can talk to new people, understand where they're coming from, and then share the message. Social media just it's too tight of a funnel to share information. And I used to have one-on-ones, Instagram lives where I would talk to different people every Thursday for an hour. And I'm like, I don't want to sit there and hold my cell phone and watch someone for an hour. And I had people that did it every single week, which was amazing. The support that I received from that. But I enjoyed the conversations. I enjoyed meeting people and being able to invite them through. And then having a platform like that or like this creates opportunity that I get to talk to people that I would have never talked to before because they may not have just taken a phone call. This is a great platform for them to get their message out to my listeners, to you. And so I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. And so from that, I wanted to do something and have a platform that just inspired people, equipped people to just move forward. Everybody has a different definition of greatness and everybody has a different pathway. And I just want people to hear other people and to find those opportunities to grow, to change how they're going about things. But then maybe one day they don't realize that they need to change. And they realize when an obstacle came up that, oh, I remember hearing so and so share, their example and what they did. So this could help me in my situation. Because I don't want people to quit. I want them to persevere. I want them to keep moving forward, which to me is the goal. Is if we can encourage, if we can love God and love our neighbors, that we've fulfilled our life. And this is one way that I can do that. And I'm so thankful that the listeners that I do have, that they come back week after week and listen to these shows and provide me feedback. And if you don't, please, I want to get better. I want to learn. I would enjoy hearing the things that you've gathered from the show that has impacted your life. And then what would you like to hear on the show? Because I'm always looking for new ideas. So the other question that I always ask people is, with all that being said, what is your definition of greatness? So my definition of greatness is consistency of discipline. And what do I mean by that? Is this show is an example. It's having something that I never set out, said I want to have 100 episodes. I said I wanted to release an episode every Tuesday. So I wanted to do that weekly. And the 100 is a byproduct of me taking action on being consistent and being disciplined. I had always resisted doing these solo episodes because I didn't just like talking to the camera. But I had a couple of Tuesdays where I let my guest recording catch up on me, meaning that I had nothing to put out on a Tuesday. So if I wanted to stay consistent, I needed to step into that and figure out what's a message that I can share with the audience that may resonate, but will also help me fulfill the thing that I wanted to do for myself, is to put out an episode every Tuesday. And so if you think about greatness and you think about people throughout history that you would determine that are great, I would have to say they've been very consistent in their discipline, whatever it may be, to become great. Or they probably don't think they're great. They just think it's just what I do. And that's always a challenge when people would say, well, like, how are you a good leader? How are you a good salesperson? How are you a good father, mother, brother, sister? And you're like, I don't know. I just do me. I just do the things that I need to do. And if you boiled it down and if someone took an audit of it, it would be that you're consistent in your discipline. And if you're looking to improve your physique, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, what does it all start with? Consistency. And consistency takes discipline. So if you can consistently be disciplined with your diet, with your daily Bible reading, with your having dates with your spouse, taking time to spend with your children, all those things add up to being great. Doesn't matter what it is. It's small wins. It's stacking things over and over and over. So be consistent in something. Find something that you can be disciplined in on a consistent basis, because it feels good to get the wins. It feels great. And I know I've shared this is my whole dental floss thing. Like, it takes more effort for me to say, I'm just not going to worry about flossing my teeth today versus just flossing my teeth because it's what I do before I go to bed. And that's just complete transparency. Is there's been times that I haven't flossed my teeth, but it hasn't been because I forgot. It's been because I went back and forth in my head. I'm staring at it. Like, it would have taken me less time just to pick it up and do it than it was to battle. Like, do I really want to do it today? What did I eat earlier? Well, I haven't done this. And I'm like, just do it. It doesn't matter. So find something that you can be consistently disciplined in, and you will find greatness, because you will find things that actually matter and actually are moving you closer to your goal than not. So would be what I would challenge each of you on that part. And I was trying to think of different things that I wanted to talk about today. And these were things that I wanted to cover, these specific little areas that I know that I ask people all the time. And I rarely ever share what my definitions are and what my would you rathers would be. And so I wanted to give you a glimpse of where I'm at and what I think based on this 100th episode. And just to thank everybody that's out there. And I know I did it several episodes ago, but it's so great to know that I have people that want to listen to this show every single week. I know I've gotten better in doing each episode. I know that my questions have gotten better. I know that I've been able to improve overall, and I've gained so much through the conversations, and I hope that you have as well. And it's important to me to know that I'm adding some value to anyone that's out there. And when you hear the next two episodes, 101 and 102, they're powerful. They're really good episodes of strong information that you can use to improve your life. One person is a Super Bowl champ, but you may not have heard of him because he's an offensive lineman. But still, the peak of his career, of what most people would say is the peak. And then the next one is one that's equally as powerful, but it's just a guy like me, just somebody that doesn't think that he can make an impact, and was just floored on why I even asked him. When you listen to this episode, you will 100% know why I asked him and why we need to listen and talk to people at depth, because there's wisdom all around us. And I hope this show brings that to you, brings wisdom from others, from me. Sometimes I can even share some nuggets that would be beneficial to your life. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for 2024 and what I've had to do and what I've endured, what I've learned. It's been an interesting year. Every year has been an interesting year, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And that's why if you asked me to go back in time, I wouldn't change anything here. Yes, I have regrets throughout the year, throughout my life. And each one of them have led me to growing as a person. And I'm grateful for those opportunities. I'm real excited about 2025. I have no earthly idea of what's going to happen. Nobody does. And, me going through the exercise of setting goals for next year may be a little different than what I've done in the past, because I've got things that I need to think about, things I need to consider, and time frames that I would say are a little tighter than they have been in the past. And so I'm eager to see what happens that. I'm also eager to hear and see who I am able to meet and bring on the show and have conversations with, and how they're going to impact my life and impact your life as well. But everybody, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to serve you, to serve anyone who listens to this, and serve those that don't listen to it. And so I just ask, please, if you've gotten anything out of this show, please share it. Please share it with someone. Please leave a review if you haven't. It just takes seconds. And I know people ask this on their podcast, but it really does make a difference. We're all in the matrix, as Deuce would say. And from that is we have to play to the algorithm. And what helps the algorithm know that people are listening and watching the show is through reviews, it's through shares. Those make a big difference. So whether you review and share mine, review and share 3 other shows that you love and that you've benefited from. And again, the message I'd like to leave each of you is to find something that you can consistently be disciplined in, because you will find greatness on the other side. You will develop a resiliency that you never knew that you had, that you thought was possible, just by being consistently disciplined. Anyways, thanks everybody. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to the next 100. Thanks for joining us on the Pathways to Greatness podcast. We hope that today's conversation inspired you to take steps towards your own greatness. Remember, every journey starts with a single step. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might benefit. Actually, share it with 3 people that you might think it might benefit. Until next time, keep pursuing your passions and carving your own path to greatness. Take care.